to put your resume in the format that I gave you. And like Yisel used a different Word document template, that's totally fine. You can use whatever template you want. I just sent you one that I have used, and that doesn't cost money. So if you want to use a different one and put all of that information into it, you can do that. But if you have not completed it or put it into that document and sent it to me, you can just do that sometime this week, and I will help you. But some of you are done, so good job. Now you have a resume so that when you do start applying for jobs, whenever in the next 6 months or the next year, that's a really, really, really good place to start. So good. So this week we are going to be doing a couple of lessons from our book. We're not going to do every single lesson like we normally have in the past couple of years, because I think that there are things on ESL Library and different ideas that I have that are going to be a little bit better for our group and for our needs than just the book. But tonight we are going to be talking a little bit more about working and doing a lot of reading comprehension and things like that tonight. So tonight will be a little bit more normal, if you want to call it that. So let's turn to page 4 in it's called your student book. They're both white, but this one, so one is called your student book, one is called your work book. So your student book is the one that we are in. So we're going to do a couple of different reading comprehension things tonight and talk a little bit more about work and what employers look for when you're working and things like that. So, but before then, I want to make sure that we remember what are participial adjectives. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because we have done this lesson already in the past. But really quickly, on page 4, right here, your participial adjectives, in level 4, we did a lesson where we talked about these. And these are adjectives ending in ed and adjectives ending in ing. Okay, so an adjective in English, you might say funny, nice, blonde, patient, kind, right? Those are, or hardworking, teamwork. A lot of your soft skills were adjectives that were personal adjectives about yourself. Okay, adjectives are also can end in ed and end in ing. Those are called participial adjectives. We learned about them in level 4. So for example, if you were to say, this is an interesting job. Interesting is describing job, right? So interesting is an adjective describing job. But you would not say, this is an interested job. No, you would say, I am interested in this job. Do you remember this kind of? So if you're talking about you and how you feel about something, or how somebody else, another person, feels about something, you use ed. If you're describing like, I am, I feel, whatever, those kinds of things, how you feel about it or what you think, I think this is whatever, you could say, I feel whatever about this job. Then that would be, I feel interested in this job. Or the other example is, he is excited to work, right? He is excited, not he is exciting to work. You would say then, this is exciting work, or this job is exciting. Okay, so if you're talking about a thing, if you are describing a thing, you use ing. If you're using is, was, were, to be verbs. The adjective after that, if it's going to be a thing, is ing. If you're talking about yourself and how you feel, it's ed.
All right.
Okay, we learned about this in level 4, so I don't want to spend a ton of time on it, but it is kind of part of the other 2 lessons we're talking about tonight, so I did want to take a few minutes to review it. Okay, so let's just look at the practice together on page 4 in your student book. Okay, it says, Josie, how did your job interview at the library go last week? She would say, it was really tiring. Right? Not it was really tired, because you're talking about the job. You're not talking about how Josie feels. So, oh, it was really tiring, right? So if I said to you even, how was your weekend? And you said, oh, it was exhausting. I was exhausted. Okay. So if you wanted to describe it, it was exhausting, not it was exhausted. Now you're talking about you. I am exhausted from my weekend. It was exhausting. Okay. Or how was your day at work? Oh, I am so tired. It was really tiring. See? You're using the same adjective, but the ending will change. Okay, these are called participial adjectives. Okay, they're a special kind of adjective. So number 2, it says, so Josie, how did your job interview go at the library last week? Oh, it was really tiring. Why? It was pretty long, but it was also what?
Exciting.
Yes, but it was also exciting because you're still talking about the job, right? But it was pretty long, but it was also exciting. Oh, what did they ask you? They asked if I was
Interesting.
Yeah, if I was interested, right? Because now you're talking about you. If I was interested in books, did they ask you anything else? They wanted to know if it was
motivated.
Motivating.
Was motivated.
Motivated.
Because they're talking about the job. Now, if they were to say they wanted to know if I was, now it's motivated. Because now you're talking about you. If I am motivated.
It was motivated for me.
But before, they're talking about it, which is referring to the job. If it was motivating for me to work on a team, so if the job was motivating for me to work on a team, or if I preferred working alone. Okay. Do you think that you will get the job? They asked me to come for a second interview tomorrow. I'm so
Thrilled.
I'm thrilled. Yes. I'm so thrilled. Do you know the word?
What does that mean? I don't know.
I love the word thrilled. Thrilled just means like it literally
very happy.
Excited. Like I'm thrilled. Like I am so excited.
Oh.
That's all that it's just it's a synonym for excited, but I like to use it because we use the word excited so much that I like to use the word thrilled because it's different. So, right? You would say, oh, that's so thrilling. Like you're getting married. Oh my gosh, that's so thrilling. I'm so thrilled for you.
Okay.
Yep. Thrilled. Also, if on like Netflix or something, in the description, it says it's a thriller. A thriller, that means it's like a jumpy movie. Like it might be like, boo. Like it's not necessarily scary, but it's like it's really exciting and a lot of action and like, you're like, oh, like the whole time. It's like a thriller, like Spider-Man is kind of thriller. Superman is a thriller. So if someone says to you, yeah, that movie, it's a thriller. It means it's tons of action, really exciting. It's a thriller movie.
Is the same that the Michael Jackson song?
Thriller? Yeah.
It is?
Thriller, yeah, kind of, but Michael Jackson is weird, so he used it in a different way, but yes, the thriller in the night, like the boo, like whatever, yeah.
You don't like him?
No, I do like him. I just think he's like he's crazy. So,
My coworker asked me last week, "Do you like Michael Jackson?" I said no. He said, "You crazy?" I said yes.
You okay?
I think he's crazy, so, but whatever. Sure, he's fine. But yes,
He
he
has good songs, I think.
song written that's called Thriller. Let's see. Yeah, so thrilled, excited. Number 6, I have an interview at the hospital tomorrow. Do you have any advice for me? You show the employer how what?
Dedicated.
Dedicated. Yes, you are, because you're talking about you. You show the employer how dedicated you are. Anything else? If you don't get the job, don't be
Frustrated.
frustrated. Good. Don't be frustrated. Don't be frustrated. You're talking about you. Don't be frustrated. Well, I would be
Disappointed.
disappointed. Yeah, or if it said, well, it would be disappointing.
Disappointing.
Okay, if you're talking about the job, it would be disappointing. I would be disappointed. Okay, then she says, just think of it as a good interviewing experience.
I can say disappointed.
Okay, are there any, we're not going to do a ton of work with that, but do you kind of remember this from?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay, I don't want to spend the whole class on it, but it is in there. It's kind of important. Okay, so again, and then we won't do this part, but on the next page, it just says, talk with a partner, which we're not going to do. But you can see here, like, I am amazed, right? For example, I'm just giving you more examples, like, wow, I am amazed at how warm it is going to be this week. It is amazing that it is this warm in October, right? I am embarrassed because I switched my fall clothes already and it's still hot outside. I am embarrassed. Oh, it is embarrassing that I'm wearing long sleeves and it's 80 degrees tomorrow. Whatever. It is embarrassing though, right? It is embarrassing. I am embarrassed. I feel embarrassed, whatever. Okay, so that's the difference between those. Again, we're not going to spend a lot of time on it, but if you don't remember, or if you're like, oh, look at this, okay? But let's move on then to page 6 in your student book. So tonight we're going to read 2 different articles. I do like these books because they're a lot of reading and writing and comprehension and looking at English words and developing your reading and writing and speaking skills. So that's good. So before you read, so we're going to do 2 different reading paragraphs tonight. Before you read, it says, talk with your classmates and answer the questions. So we are talking after the last 2 weeks. This class, we created a resume. Each of you has your own resume or is working on your own resume right now. That's awesome. Now, in the next 6 months to a year, you start thinking, what are my goals? What are my goals for the future? Okay, what skills, and this is specifically with a job, what skills do I want to develop? What things do I want to work on? Do I need a better interviewing skills? Do I need a better resume? Do I need a cover letter, which we will work on later? What are some things that I need and how can I set good goals for my future? Okay, so before we read the paragraph, you will read it in groups. Let's talk together as a class. What are some of your goals for the next 1 or 2 or 3 years? So if you do 1 year or less, we call them short goals. Right? 1 year or less is a short goal. Between 2 and 5 years is a medium goal, and 5 or more years is a long goal. Okay? So maybe a short or medium goal in your job, right? What is a goal for you in the next 1, 2, or 3 years for your job? Can be a dream, like something that you're like, oh, it was just my goal to switch jobs to be in my field. Or it's my goal to make, you know, more money than I do now. It's my goal, whatever your goal is. Gonzalo said, yes, that's my goal. I saw that, Gonzalo. I'm pretty sure that could be anyone's goal, but what is a goal specific? Does anyone have anything that you're like, this is my goal?
You told already, teacher.
I said them already?
Yeah.
Okay, so what did I say that you said, yes, that is my goal?
Oh, you said get a better job for more money.
Okay, so you want a different job that pays better, maybe, okay. Does anyone else have a goal for the future? It could even be like, I want to develop this specific skill. I want to be better at whatever for my job. You think
I
of,
want to speak English very well.
what'd you say, Sarai?
I wish I can speak English very well.
Aha, you wish to develop your English skills.
Yep.
Good. Which, by the way, Sarai, your writing skills are really good. Your resume writing that you sent me with your sentences were very, very good. So you are getting better at English. But maybe your speaking skills. So you might say, okay, I want to develop better speaking, whatever. Okay. That's a great one. And that might help you get a better job that pays better in the United States if you can speak English better, for example. Okay, what are some goals? Okay, here's another question. Why are some goals easier than other goals? Why are some goals easier than other goals?
Easier than another one.
How can you respond in English? Yeah, why are some goals easier than other goals? So maybe, for example, I'm thinking some goals take a lot longer, right? Like if you said, oh, I really want to get a master's degree. Well, you can't do that next month, right? That's a longer term. That's going to take you 2 or 3 years. So that's a more difficult goal than saying, I hope to get a raise like a salary raise in the next 2 months. That might be an easier goal because it's shorter. It's shorter term, right? Can you think of other examples in English of why some goals are easier than others?
For me, teacher, some goals are more difficult because they are big competition. There are too many people in the same goal than me.
Yes.
They are fighting to get the same goals.
Yes, that's an excellent example. We call that having a competitive, when you do something, when you develop a skill to be better than others, we call it competitive advantage. You want a competitive advantage on others, for example. So being fluent in Spanish gives you a competitive advantage because you know 2 languages, and I think it's like 80% of Americans only know English. So, right, that's your competitive advantage, for example. Yeah, that's a great example. Anything else before we read? And once you read, it might be easier. No? Okay, let's split up. I will split you into small groups, okay? And I want you to read out loud, take turns like normal, and read the paragraphs out loud. Take turns reading paragraphs. And I want you to read, it's called Setting Goals for the Future. If I say to you, I am setting a goal, what does that mean? I am setting a goal.
Setting.
Setting a goal. What is setting?
A group of goals.
Not a group of goals.
Establish.
You're establishing, yes, that's a great word. You are establishing a goal for the future. You are making it a plan. So if I say to you, Veronica, let's set plans, and tomorrow let's get coffee. Is that a set plan? Yeah. Right? Then we have set a plan. We have made a plan. We have established a plan. So you could say establishing goals, planning goals, setting goals. So that's just another word to say plan or establish a goal for your future. Okay, so let's break up into groups and read your paragraph together. Okay, go ahead and join your groups. Okay. Do you have any questions? Did you underline any words that you did not understand?
Achievable.
Any words? This is a pretty advanced article only because it uses so many different tenses. You might not even realize it, but it uses many different tenses. So good job for reading it.
Teacher, how do you pronounce this word here? Achievable?
Yeah, achievable.
Achievable.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know that, like, to achieve something, you know, but if something is achievable, then it's a different tense of that word. It's still an adjective, but it's like if you say, oh, it's believable, achievable, those kinds of things. Like you're
Teacher, and how do you pronunciate measure? I don't know.
Measure.
Finally, make sure your goal, that.
Measure.
Measurable.
The last paragraph?
No.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4. I have one.
4, miserable.
Oh, measurable.
Measurable.
But the infinitive word form, not measurable.
So the infinitive is to measure. To measure.
Measure.
Measure, yeah. So to measure in this case, it's saying make sure your goals are detailed, measurable, which means like if you measure something, if you're cooking or baking, that means,
measure.
You know, do you put 1 cup of flour in? Then you are measuring how much flour you put into the cookies, for example. In this case, if you want to make a goal measurable, let me tell you the difference. If I say to you, it's my goal to become a lawyer, un abogado, a lawyer. And you said, wow, that's an amazing goal.
Measure.
When do you want to do that? I don't know. Oh, well, how are you going to do it? When are you going to start school? I don't know. Where are you going to go to school? I don't know. That's not a very measurable goal, right? That's a goal, but like, I have nothing to measure. So a measurable goal would say, I am going to get it done in 2022. I'm going to go to school for 2 years, you know, whatever. So you're going to have goals that I'm going to start school in 1 year. I'm going to finish it in 3 years. I'm going to apply for jobs for 6 months. You know, that's a much more measurable goal than just saying, oh, I want to be a lawyer. That's my goal, right?
And how do you pronunciate failure?
Failure.
Yes.
Failure.
I can't feel, I think I know what you're saying, but studying cooking.
Not the last paragraph, the one before. I don't know how do you say that. The last before.
Oh yes, an impossible goal will lead to failure.
Failure.
Yeah, Failure. It sounds like a Y. Like if you're saying your, it's like that, but your. Failure.
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 Yes.
Failure.
Failure. Like I am afraid to fail. Do you know what fail is?
Yes.
Like if you fail a test, you get an F. You did terrible.
Failure.
Failure. Yeah. Yeah, you're saying
Failure.
it right. Failure.
Failure. Oh
Yes.
my gosh.
I don't know what does this mean or what is how to say this word. Goal should be, it shall be, I don't know.
Your goal should be.
Where?
No,
Where are you talking? Your goal should be challenging, like that?
yes, challenging.
Challenge.
Your goal should be challenging. What is challenging?
Challenging.
Does anyone know?
Yes.
It's something you put all your attention on.
Challenging.
Your goal should
Could
be.
be different in a few times.
What'd you say, Elvis?
It could be different in a few times.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's if you say something is like your goal should be, it's supposed to be challenging. It means it should be something that takes a lot of work to accomplish. Right?
Yes. Not something that you are used to do.
Yes, and that's so that you are used to doing. Yeah. And that's so easy to do. Like if I said, oh, it's my goal to teach a class on Wednesday. Okay, well, I'm all like, that's very easy. We already have that planned, right? But if I said it's my goal to have all of my students be fluent in 1 year, that's a challenging goal, but it is achievable. It is possible. Right? So you want a goal that is challenging, that takes a lot of work, that will stretch you as a person, but it's possible.
But not impossible.
But not impossible. Exactly.
It's something that is outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's outside of your comfort zone, but it's